Thank you so much for tuning in to Awakening with Katina Love. We are a conscious talk show to learn about self empowerment, the law of attraction, creating financial abundance, natural health, and metaphysics. Please like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Awakening with Katina Love. Today, we celebrate our 5th year anniversary on Awakening with Katina Love. And the journey has been absolutely incredible. I am having a blast doing what I love. We've had so many amazing guests and covered so many great topics to help you become your best version and to follow your life's purpose. We actually started out on Blog Talk Radio 5 years ago. And in the beginning, I had no intention on ever having a podcast or a talk show. And because of the great mentors and coaches that I've had throughout my life and the ones I had 5 years ago and before that, they saw my potential and they saw the value and they saw what I had to offer to the world. So, because of them, I created this podcast and have it available to you, for your personal development. Awakening with Katina Love. Today, we have a returning guest, Tina Nees. She is a love coach and consultant. Her website is BeHappierToday.com. I am so ecstatic to talk to her, so excited because she teaches the same thing I teach, which is self love and loving yourself and what we can do to help you become your best version. So, Tina, welcome back. How are you?
I am well. Thank you, Katina, for inviting me back, and congratulations on your anniversary. Really
Thank
happy to
you.
be here with you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, wow, I was just thinking back like 2 years ago. Actually, I think we did it for Valentine's Day 2 years ago in February. We were down at Totem Books and we had this workshop about self love. And I just thought about all the fun we had and all the great women that showed up and
It was
how
great.
enlightening it was. Wasn't that just awesome?
I loved it. It was so great, and it was so much fun to just have people walk in who neither one of us had even met before, and
Right.
have them sit with us and share and trust us to get personal a little bit.
Yes, absolutely. So, Tina, the theme this month is what are you doing to raise the consciousness of humanity and on the planet?
Right. Well, that's a really big, big thing, isn't it?
It is, and isn't it exciting? And we're doing it all the time,
Yes,
but it's just to acknowledge that we're doing it and to highlight the things that we are doing to
absolutely.
continue to do that, to continue to raise the consciousness on the planet.
Yes, absolutely. And I think, every little thing that we do can reach people, even just like when we ran Totem Books and people
Hmm.
could just walk in and hear some new idea or a new way to think about something. One of the things that I am particularly interested in
Hmm.
is taking the idea of not only self love and kind of deepening that, but we hear about random acts of kindness right now a lot. Right? We want to
Hmm.
be kind
Hmm.
to each other, and
Yes.
that's a little bit conscious raising.
Yes.
But I really like the idea of conscious acts of love as
Hmm.
opposed to or in addition to random acts of kindness because we can all see somebody who needs help and just go over and help them, and we can pay for someone's coffee behind
Yeah.
us in line, and we those
Yeah.
little random things are really, really great. But when we consciously choose to act in love, where we make a decision
Hmm.
about doing something, I think that that is can be a much bigger way that we're raising all of our consciousnesses um, and all of the love in the world.
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
And just teaching people. to love themselves and be an example of love
Yeah,
is raising the consciousness on
absolutely.
the planet. If we could just teach people to go within more, to meditate more, to set out me time for themselves every day, isn't that raising the consciousness of the
Yes,
planet?
absolutely it is. And, just like what you said, um, we're told and thought about and think we should love ourselves more and take care of ourselves and make time for ourselves. And a lot of times it can be really challenging because we don't always know how to do that. And so I think,
Mhm,
both of us teach a lot of practices that um, help us in that. And, one of the things that I do is I have a practice that takes just 2 minutes a day. And one of the pieces of that is gratitude. And I
mhm.
always like to talk about this piece of it, even though everybody then says, "Oh yeah, yeah, does gratitude." uh, but but I take it to another level. So just
Uh-huh.
like with the conscious acts of love, with the gratitude, I want to help people raise their consciousness of that. So instead of just saying, I'm grateful for my family or I'm grateful to be alive, we take it to another level, another level, another level. We just keep digging
Mhm,
deeper. So, maybe if it's I'm grateful for my family, we might start with that, but
mhm.
we're going to say, well, who in your family are you grateful for? Or why are you grateful for your family? And if it's a particular person, it might be, why are you grateful for your son?
Yeah,
And then it might be, well, he makes me laugh. And then it might be, well, why are you grateful to laugh?
right?
And then, well, it makes me feel good. And
Mhm.
then that gets into the heart of it. So when we are doing any of these practices, we don't want to just go through the motions of it. So I think the more we can raise that consciousness,
Mhm.
the better any of these practices will work that any of us are learning or any of us are teaching.
Absolutely. And then when you said, if it's your family member, if it's your son that make you laugh, or if it's your cat, or if it's your dog,
Exactly,
like why are you
exactly.
grateful for them? Like, right? Do
Yes,
they
yes.
are you grateful that you get to take them out for a walk every day? Or
Yep.
do you love to pet them? Like what is it specifically that you're grateful for to have them in your space, your life?
Absolutely, absolutely. Because gratitude by itself, people who practice that, a lot of times people tell me that they get a little bored with it. Like, oh, I tried that. Didn't really work. I'm like, well,
Mhm.
okay, the way I'm going to encourage you to do it is different.
Right?
so so we want to and get more in the moment. Or,
Yeah.
on the days that you are thinking like, oh, this gratitude practice, I don't know about it. You could think of, well, what's my favorite food? What's my
Right.
favorite activity? What's my favorite TV show? What made me laugh today? What made me smile? So you can also ask yourself other questions that are getting to the same point, you know, of recognizing some good in your life, and
Mhm.
acknowledging yourself for how you feel, and in encouraging that, developing the practice. And again, it totally raises our consciousness and makes it entirely different than just going through the motions of a practice.
Absolutely. You know what else comes to mind, Tina, is that it helps you to be more present,
Yep,
to be more mindful, to be more
exactly.
aware of yourself in your body in this moment, having this experience. All of that.
Absolutely. Yes, yes, exactly.
So, what are some more of your favorite practices of self love?
Um, well, going along with, the daily gratitude, another really powerful tool that, again, just takes a minute is to acknowledge yourself for things that you did. So I call them daily triumphs. And it doesn't have to be big stuff. It doesn't have
Mhm.
to be like, wow, I did everything on my to do list.
Right?
No, no, no. We don't want to worry about that. But what we want to think about is, what did I actually do? Because a lot of times, even this morning, I was with a group and someone said, I didn't do anything all week. I'm like,
Hmm.
okay, well, I think you probably did about 3,050 things. But,
Right?
but let's just think about even this morning.
Yeah.
So, because we want to, again, raising that consciousness of what did I actually do today? What did I do? So, and of course, it's the new year. So, a lot of people are creating new intentions and new goals and that type of
Yeah.
thing. You could say, well, what is one thing I did today towards my goal?
Mhm.
And maybe there wasn't anything, but it'll remind you that, oh, I guess I could have.
Right.
So it's again that consciousness raising. Or you might think, well, I didn't get anything on my list done today. But what didn't you do? Maybe you did walk the dog. Maybe
Right.
you did make breakfast for your family. Maybe you did take out the garbage.
Right. That's
And maybe
doing
you
something.
just simply got out of bed.
Right.
So so you really want to start to acknowledge yourself for that because it raises your consciousness of choice as well.
Hmm. Absolutely. Because it
And
reminds us that we do have choices.
absolutely, absolutely. And sometimes we don't think we have a choice, like, oh, well, I've got to walk the dog. And I'm like, no, actually, you don't.
Right.
You just might not like the result if you don't. You don't have to take that dog outside. He can totally, he can totally go on your rug. so
Right.
so so you really want to remember that all these things that we think we have to do really ultimately are choices. So I think that as we raise our awareness of that, it can be really, really powerful when you're practicing these kinds of daily tools that literally just take a minute or two. um,
Which can
and
have
it
a
just helps
lasting
you.
effect, right?
Yes, because you're training your brain to think a little bit differently. You're training it to be a little bit more conscious of what you're doing. So maybe the next day you're a little more mindful of
Hmm.
maybe when you're getting out of bed. Oh, I guess I am choosing to get out of bed. Or
Right.
or oh, yes, I guess it is a good idea to take the dog out instead of reluctantly because we're in Michigan, it's cold out, and you don't want to go take that dog for a walk. And you think like, no, this is a really good thing to take the dog for a walk.
Right.
Yes.
Absolutely. And you know what I also am thinking about is your book, 40 Day Love Fest,
Hmm.
and how you have like plenty of space in there to journal. I think that is so important for us to journal, to write down
Sure.
our thoughts, to write down our desires, to write down our goals, and to be mindful of them, to be
Hmm.
reminded. Because a lot of times we have things going on in our head and we don't write them down, and we'll forget about it or we'll lose track of them. So I think that's great. So would you like to talk more about the 30 days? This is the 40-day love.
Sure. Well, thank you for that. Yes, I put the journaling space in there as really an option, but
Mm-hmm.
it can be really powerful to write things down. I totally agree. Like I'm still pretty old school. I use a paper planner.
Mm-hmm.
I don't do any of my appointments in a calendar online. I do it all on paper.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, just that act of writing it down, it puts it in another um, it, I don't know what really to call it. It uses another part of you. So it's
Mm-hmm.
in your head and it goes through your body onto the pen, onto the paper. You can read it then. So you have all these multiple senses of it.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you're writing those things that you're grateful for, those things that you accomplished, and maybe you're doing one of the journaling questions as well, you're having a multi-sensory experience rather
Mm-hmm.
than just thinking about it.
I love that. I
Right.
love that idea.
Yeah.
Because I do something similar. I actually do write it down. I write it on my calendar in my bedroom. That's one way. The other way is I program it in my phone.
Mm,
Excuse me. And the other way is through Facebook. Just say if I set an appointment through
mhm,
somebody I meet on Facebook, I set it there as well. So, and then sometimes I use my Google Calendar too.
mm.
So that's 3 to 4 ways.
So you will always remember your appointments.
Always. And it helps you to stay organized, and that's
Totally.
and that's
Yes.
raising your consciousness. Just being organized, right?
Yes.
That's just
Yes. Mhm.
because it clears your space. It helps you to be being organized is it's just a wonderful thing. It helps, it makes life so much easier.
I agree.
Absolutely. So, what products and services do you offer? We talked about the book. We know you're a coach. Um,
Yeah.
Give us a little more detail.
Sure. I love working with people in a variety of different ways. I do a lot of work with community partners. So a lot of organizations I work with, and I come in and I support groups within their organizations in one way.
Hmm.
But I also do some things online. So I have a couple of online courses, and I have a really exciting um, new course that starts on February 13th, which is the day
Awesome.
before Valentine's Day, which
Yeah.
is called the International Self Love Day. So,
Beautiful.
yeah, so I'm launching it on that day, and interestingly, because we've been talking about choice and consciousness, um, the title of the course, and it's a year-long course, and
Hmm.
it's going to be offered to people um, at, a variety of levels, so you can really kind of choose what you want to pay, and uh, even as little as $10, so
Okay.
so it's really
Very
affordable.
flexible
But
there.
yeah, and it's a year-long program that is called Mastering the Art of Choice.
Beautiful.
And it's all it's using self-love tools, it's using these conscious raising tools, and it's really a way to take better control, at least the illusion of control
Right.
of your choices,
I
right?
like that.
So that's why we call it mastering the art, because it's really kind of an illusion, right? That you
Right?
can
This whole thing is
because
illusion, right?
exactly, exactly, because we can't control a lot of stuff around us, anything outside of ourselves, pretty much, right? So
Right.
but we can master the art of choice. We can master the art of how we react to things. We can, master the idea of how we think about things and what we see in others and how we perceive things. So that's what this year-long course is all about, and I'm really excited to um, be launching that very soon in just a few weeks. So very excited
Excited.
about that.
I'm excited about that. Beautiful.
Yes. Yeah. And right now, actually, at my website, if you that you gave them, BeHappierToday.com,
Hmm.
you can download the 40-Day Love Fest for You book in a PDF format, totally free.
That's
So
awesome.
that is on the website right now if they were to go, and right there they can sign up for it. Good to go.
That's
Download it
awesome.
free.
That's awesome. So there's the free gift. That's awesome.
Yes.
For your website. Like
Yeah,
we're
since we're talking
all
about the book, there we go.
right.
Right
It's
there.
like we're all encouraged to give away a free gift on our website, those of us who are coaches. So that's an awesome free gift to have
Yeah.
available for people. That's awesome.
Yes, yeah. So that's been there for quite a while. It may be there for a lot longer. I'm not sure. We'll have to see how things move around, but
Right. So if they download your
it's great.
PDF, like, are they able to like journal inside the PDF, or would they need to print it, or
Um, I think they would need to print it if they wanted to do that, or they could just simply use their own journal book if they wanted to
okay.
write those down. Otherwise, they could print those pages. Sure. Yeah.
Okay, beautiful.
Mhm.
Is there anything else that you want to share with our audience today?
Well, I really invite them, since it is the new year and a lot of people have intentions, and kind of like what we've already talked about a little bit, going into those whys, like why are you grateful, and why did you know, why do you like to laugh and all that, is to really think about your goals and intentions in terms of the why.
Yeah.
So, if you want to make more money, why? If
Yeah.
you want to, get a
What are you gonna do
promotion,
with it? What are
why?
you gonna do
Right?
with
What are you
that
going to do with
money?
that money? Maybe you're going to, provide for your family. Maybe you're going to take a vacation. Maybe you want to, you know, um, learn a new skill, but you got to pay for these new lessons. And so,
Right.
whatever it is, if you kind of focus on your why, it's going to be a lot easier to reach those goals, because you're not just focused on the money or um,
The outcome.
the outcome, right? Like if you want to, lose weight, or if you, whatever these, or you want to stop smoking, or any of these big things that we sometimes hear about as goals.
Yeah.
but why? What's the real bottom line? Is it better health? Is it your well-being?
Hmm.
Is it to feel more love? Is it to feel happier? Is it to spend more time with your family? And if you stay focused on that,
Yeah.
then then that's what you're working towards. You're not really working towards quitting smoking. You're really working towards better health,
Hmm.
and feeling good.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So thanks so much, Tina, for being a guest again today on Awakening with Katina Love. I appreciate you coming on and sharing your great wisdom and knowledge and experience.
Well, thank you for having me, Katina. Thank you very much.
You are so welcome. Thanks for tuning in to Awakening with Katina Love. Namaste.